Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Star Wars Coffee. With that being said, I thank you returning subscribers for coming back to the channel, checking this video out. But if you're new to the channel and you love Star Wars, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button on this video and any other videos you watch, and be sure to hit that notification bell not once, but twice, so that you're always notified when a new video goes live. In today's video, what I thought we would do is take a look at some of the comments that Daisy Ridley made. Preferably right now, what we're going to do is take a look at the comments she made during Star Wars Celebration about Rey's Jedi training and her skills and her upcoming abilities in particular. So without further ado, let's get into that. So during Star Wars Celebration, you know how they always have the interview where they have the carpet where we get tidbits of information that we always try and piece together to get a bigger picture. Well, we got some of that this year, and here is what Rey's abilities and what her training and kind of the bits and pieces of information we're going to get about the background of her character coming into The Rise of the Skywalker will be like. So Daisy said that Rey, in quotes, may have started the books. She would guess that she's getting through them. Now what Daisy is referring to here is she's alluding to the fact that you kind of had to pay attention to this or see The Last Jedi a couple times if you were just a generic viewer, or if you were kind of mind blown about the whole Luke being projecting himself there. But at the end of The Last Jedi, what Rey did was she swiped the books from the Force tree and stowed them in the Falcon. So these are all of the ancient Jedi texts that Luke is referring to when they're in the Force tree, and they contain all of this information about the Jedi and about training. And so what Daisy is saying is that Rey has these books and she's been in the Falcon, and so she's getting through them, meaning she's taking in the information that she needs to learn about the Jedi in order to become a better Force user. Rey hasn't officially considered herself to be a Jedi, but we do know that she's obviously a Force user. She knows how to wield a lightsaber. She was able to whoop Kylo's butt in The Force Awakens without ever holding a lightsaber up until the point where she got it in the snow. Now, with that being said, we take a look at the next quote, which is piggybacking off of my comment just now about the lightsaber. She says, "My answer is not the end of the story, because there are many more months to come." And we're going to pause the quote here, because what she's talking about is this is what she knows at this point. This is what she's allowed to say at this point. However, this may tweak and it may not. Continuing, she says, "But the lightsaber she inherited from Luke lives." Now what does this mean? Well, we can take it at face value. Pretty simple. The lightsaber that she inherited from Luke lives. So this means that the lightsaber that they had when Kylo and Rey were dueling on Snoke's ship, when they were both going at it and the lightsaber cracked in half, Rey took both pieces of that lightsaber and escaped, and left Kylo on the floor to be found by Hux, right? So we know that Rey doesn't currently have a lightsaber by the end of The Last Jedi. However, we know that the lightsaber she inherited from Luke lives, which means she's got a lightsaber, which means that she doesn't have to construct a lightsaber for The Rise of the Skywalker. So we won't be seeing a scene on that or anything. We'll just be seeing the lightsaber that she inherited from Luke. So that's pretty simple, but at least that answers the question of how she's going to have a lightsaber in this movie, given the fact that the lightsaber from The Last Jedi shattered in half. Okay, so what we revealed so far, let's go over this. We revealed that Rey has much more vast amounts of Force knowledge, because Daisy has said that Rey has started the books and she's getting through the books. And we know that this is very important in terms of Luke, because what Luke was doing, if we go pre-Force Awakens, is what he was doing is going through looking for the original Jedi Temple, learning about the Force, learning about the Jedi, getting all of this ancient information back so that he could really be a library of knowledge for himself about the Jedi. And so here's what we're going to be doing now. Rey is going to be taking all of what she is learning in the books and what she's learning getting through them, pairing that with the lightsaber in order to bring in some new Force abilities and some new powers that we haven't seen her display in The Force Awakens or The Last Jedi. Daisy comments this about that. So we're kind of just moving right down the list, nice and easy. Hopefully I'm putting this as a nice picture, as an easy way to kind of move from one thing to the next, kind of building on top of each other. So here's the final comment that we're going to go over about Daisy revealing some of Rey's Jedi skills, and some of her upcoming abilities. Daisy artfully avoided new power discussions by throwing it to Abrams, who says, "There are some extraordinary things Rey does in this movie. Some of it thanks to the fight choreographer." So, to put this in context, overall, she's talking about during the production of the film, there are some new things that she was astounded that she was going to get to do that she wouldn't have thought would be done, and she's giving thanks to a choreographer. Now, if we put this into the actual Star Wars lore, and what we're going to see is there are some extraordinary things Rey does in this movie. So, what does that mean? Well, she's already done some pretty extraordinary things. In The Force Awakens, as we've already gone over, she whooped Kylo's butt without ever wielding a lightsaber. In The Last Jedi, she did it again. And so maybe we're going to get some new form of that in The Rise of Skywalker. But what we know for sure is that paired with Rey starting the books, getting through those books that were from the Force tree that contained vast amounts of Jedi information about the power of the Force and about the Force and about how to manipulate the Force, we know that Rey's going to be doing some new things, new Force abilities with the lightsaber that she inherited from Luke. Okay, so we've got all of these things piggybacking on top of each other. So here is what we can expect overall, just to surmise everything in a couple of sentences here. So, Rey took the Force books from the Force tree in The Last Jedi, and that is what Yoda was talking about when she says have them, she already does, or something along that lines. I can't remember the exact quote, but Yoda was aware that Rey took the books and Luke wasn't. That's why he tried to rush back into the tree. And now we know that Rey also has Luke's lightsaber that she inherited from Luke, because in The Last Jedi the lightsaber went and split in half. So pairing those two things, what we have is Daisy going to be using some new abilities as Rey in The Rise of Skywalker, where she's going to be using some new Force abilities and just some really good choreography, because she thanks it to the fight choreographer, which means we're going to see that matchup. We're going to see a lot of new abilities that we wouldn't have expected Rey to use. So, let me know what you guys think about Rey's and Daisy's comments in her Jedi training and all of her skills and her Force abilities. Let me know what you guys think. I think that those three comments work really nicely together to kind of give us a good idea of what we can expect in The Rise of Skywalker. But let me know what you guys think with a comment down below.